The Cavaliers have added another piece to what they hope is a championship puzzle in Javonte Green. Koby Altman goes out and gets a wing in the buyout market after we talked big man and Mo Bamba and even Larry Nance Jr. We also talked a little bit about Ben Simmons when he was available, and now Koby Altman goes out and snags Javonte Green from the New Orleans Pelicans, and Shams Charania reporting tonight that there was a buyout, and immediately he decides to sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hey everybody, welcome back to Cavs Digest as we are talking about, like I said, another addition to the Cavs roster. They essentially replaced Karis LeVert and George Niang with DeAndre Hunter and Javonte Green. We're going to talk Javonte Green in just a second. We're going to talk about the decision there and what the Cavaliers have coming up, both schedule-wise and injury-wise, as it looks like Dean Wade could be returning per Chris Fedor. But this is a great reason you want to subscribe. Okay, this is late news. This is breaking news. We are grabbing it. We are jumping into it. And we are giving you all the information you would want right away with something like this, as the Cavs, again, they're hoping all this, whatever it builds up, is a championship. However Javonte Green fits in and gets in with the Cavaliers, they hope it's all about a championship. So you want to stay tuned with Cavs Digest. Drop down in the comments. A little bit of a debate here for me. I wanted a big man. That's what I wanted. I wanted another big man to help out with minutes, to help out with defense, and it's clear Koby Altman now, after 3 years, has no interest in a big man. We'll jump into that a little bit more after we get into things. But the newest addition to the Cleveland Cavaliers, they go with a wing. That's what they got out of the buyout market. They didn't want to wait anymore. They didn't want to push for Mo Bamba. They decide to go out and add another wing. Of course, notable at this point in time, as Koby Altman makes this decision, Dean Wade's out right now. It looks like he'll return Friday per Chris Fedor. Isaac Okoro has been out, consistently. I mean, really, he comes back for maybe a month and gets hurt again. Less than a month, hurt again. So Koby Altman decides opportunities there. He goes out and he gets Javonte Green from the New Orleans Pelicans. That team is a mess. That roster is full of players all over the place, none that fit together, tons of guards, unhealthy players. So I'm sure it is a huge relief for Javonte Green to get off the Pelicans and join a contender. Taking a look at kind of his makeup, not the tallest at 6'4", but you are getting a lengthy, long wingspan defender, right? Mediocre three-point shooter, not great. Might knock one or two down if he's wide open, but athletic enough that he can make some things happen, driving to the hole. You can call him a 3-and-D wing if you want. You're really going to have to mumble the defense part of it because the three part of it. Because, again, 35%, just not his best. And again, not a huge defender at 6'4", but, he is a lengthy guy. He's got length to him. So it's really exciting for the Cavaliers to add a guy with that wingspan. And again, he can drive to the hole. He can get to the hole, get in there, and make some things happen. So I'm excited about that aspect of Javonte Green. Next thing is, obviously, you have 28 games left, and you're missing Okoro at points. You're missing Dean Wade at points at pretty consistently. Like I said, at least once a month, these guys are out with a weak injury. You're going to get some other, Sam Merrill-ish injuries. Donovan Mitchell's going to need a night off. Whatever. This is depth. This is real depth at this point in the season because we kind of were just talking about after they made the DeAndre Hunter trade, all of a sudden Luke Travers is getting minutes. I like Jalen Tyson. I think Javonte Green is better for this team right now than him. So to give Javonte Green minutes instead of Tyson or, Travers especially, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because this is a guy that's been in the league. I believe it's 6 years in the NBA. He's a real NBA player. He's been in the league. He's done things in the league. You get a good wingspan in a 6'5" pesky defender, 7-foot wingspan, athletic. And like I said, he can get to the rim. The three-point shot, again, when you call him a 3-and-D player, that three is going to be a bit of a mumble. Now, already scoping Twitter, trying to find information about Javonte Green. He is a Chicago Bulls folk hero. They love him. I believe he was there last year and a couple times before, and just some huge performances. You're going to get some rebounding there too because he's athletic. He can jump. He can leap. He's using long arms. He can make plays for you outside of just being a pesky, lengthy defender. And again, the Cavaliers adding some depth to what they hope is a championship run. What are your first impressions of Javonte Green? I know maybe you're going through Twitter, maybe you're watching some highlights, maybe you ran right to Cavs Digest to see if we put a video up. If you did, we appreciate that. I feel like we broke him down pretty well. That 6-7 foot wingspan, that 6'5", 6'4" height, pesky defender. You can kind of see it in the photos, and I've watched some highlights, and you can see it there. It leads me back to, I appreciate Koby Altman. He's going for it. He made DeAndre Hunter happen. Part of me is going to just feel for not getting a backup big. That's me, right? I wanted a backup big. There were names floating around. There were options. And again, we'll see if that ends up being any sort of anything for the Cavaliers and their rotation and their bench and whatever, but they elect not to go with a big man. I don't know how many of you guys are with me on that. You can drop down in the comments, let me know, was a big man what you wanted from this buyout market, or are you happy with another wing and a guy like Javonte Green who, 10 minutes a game, 12 minutes a game, and a little more when you got guys hurt, when you got guys injured. He's going to fill in. He's going to do some things. It's an interesting addition. It's a depth addition. It's an experienced addition. I think that's a big, big key to this. You're adding a real NBA player, a guy that's played in the league, played in different situations, benefited to teams, gotten a lot of playing time, gotten a little playing time, and fit in both ways. Really, really key for the Cavaliers here to add more depth, especially, and I've added with the Okoro injury, with the Dean Wayne injury, to get another guy to fill out this lineup, to fill out this roster. After you traded away two guys that gave you minutes, you have to kind of replace those minutes over time. However, again, I'm going to stick with my take. I wanted a big from the buyout market. I think Mo Bamba is still sitting there, still out there, an option. You could have waited a little longer to see. However, I know a lot of fans will settle down and say, I'm happy because the roster is set, the roster is ready to go, and the Cavaliers can take it and go. They're ready to rock. You add a Javonte Green, and your roster can finally get meshed. You'll get his personality involved. He'll get the system down, whatever. I know for a lot of people that is a relief for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the latest addition to the Cavs from the buyout market. Javonte Green, again, a 6'4 wing, 7 foot wingspan, pesky defender, athletic. Not the best three-point shooter, but can make it happen here or there. Maybe could heat up here or there. Are you upset they didn't get a big? I know I am. That's me personally. And it looks like the Cavs have a pretty set roster as they have eyes towards the playoffs. Be sure you stay tuned to Cavs Digest.